Like Ajay's good trim, Man United are back in trim, I think. They're trimming the opposition pretty well at the moment. Nice haircuts, everyone enjoying. But would they enjoy at West Ham? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to Two Halves Two Innings Football Podcast. Today we're gonna talk about Man United game at West Ham, previewing the game. Man United are riding, I should say, on their luck, but I don't think so. But they're playing well. They're scoring goals and winning the games. 4 on the trot for Michael Carrick. Ajay, I want to start with you on this one because you've been the one United fan. You've been always telling me like Carrick's on the wheel, Carrick's on the wheel. So, do you think it could be 5 out of 5? And then our friend United, what's the name is the his, who hasn't cut his hairs yet. You had your trim. Woody has his trim.
I'm hoping so. I think so there's a million and millions of United supporters who are wishing for the United Strand page on Instagram. The gentleman there to finally have his haircut. I mean, this is going to be the closest we'll probably get for maybe a few seasons where we can actually
Imagine
say
if he
5
doesn't.
wins
If
in
he,
a row.
imagine if United don't win, what gonna happen? Another 5 games.
Well,
But
I think this is going to be United's biggest test, and it might not just be just about the opposition. It might just be a fact of, can we just win the 5th game in the row, and can we actually get this guy to finally have a haircut? Honestly, if we do win 5 in a row, the United board, Glazers or Ineos, just need to give this guy a halftime show where they just get a barber and just shave his head in the middle of the pitch on the
I
next
thought you,
home game.
I thought you were gonna say give Carrick the
I thought
contract,
he was going
get
to
him
say that as
signed.
well, actually.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
but I mean, I'm gonna come on
I'll
to
tell
you.
you what, the
Like this is
bundle
what
getting his
happened with
haircut.
Ole.
I just wanted to have,
Yeah.
a nice trim. I want to see what it looks like. But yeah, a 5 out of 5. I think psychologically it kind of does wonders because you know what, the team then know how to play. The team know what success tastes like, and once you start winning, it's hard to to not stop to stop losing. To be fair, so it's going to be interesting if this team can carry on the momentum and build on the success of beating Arsenal, Man City, Tottenham. These are big teams, good teams, and West Ham are in good form. So it's going to be a tough challenge.
Yeah.
West Ham are looking quite good.
I mean, like what happened with Ole, right? 5 games on the trot, they won. United won, and everyone is saying give the pen to Ole, get him signed the long contract. Do you think the history repeating itself here, or do you think it's different this time?
Right, it's very difficult to give an honest answer to that because we're not kind of behind the scenes. But on outside the box, as in looking at outside in, it appears that it is potentially history repeating itself. But what is it about an ex Manchester United manager, player, sorry, who comes in and manages Manchester United? We've touched on this before. I think is they understand the weight and expectations of wearing that shirt, and that can't be undermined. It's the most it's the most followed football club I think in the world. With the likes of Real Madrid and potentially Barcelona. It's the commercial power and the expectations of the fans. It's the largest stadium in England. So there's so much pressure there aligned, and obviously they've not been doing well. So it's very difficult to know. But at the end of the day, you can't argue with his start. More than anything, yes, obviously wins are important, but the way we're playing, and I know you guys obviously discussed the game yesterday as well, and we've discussed previous matches, but I think it's just the manner that we're winning. But I will say one thing: it's easier to play like that with that intensity when you've only got one game a week.
Yeah, true.
Would the test be different, or would the performance energy levels be different if we were like Arsenal, for example? Having, I think you said like in the last podcast they got 5 games over 13 days or something like that.
Yeah, and
You
then
know,
plus there is no pressure at the moment. They all having fun. It's not that they have pressure on. I mean, top four, because then again there is no expectation at the moment from Carrick. Once the expectations come in, once the, like you said, Amit, game every 2-3 days, what will happen then? This is what happened to Ole. That's why they sacked him. He couldn't handle the pressure then. Ajay,
I don't
what
think
do
it
you
was
I
the
think?
think,
pressure. I think it was more the dressing room. I think the players just. I think he lost the dressing room really, or they weren't following his tactics. But I think the key thing is, if you look at who Carrick has got with him, as in,
yeah, exactly.
he's got
Yeah.
Steve Holland. This
Mhm.
guy is an experienced assist number two. He's been with the likes of Gareth Southgate for 8 years, however long Sir Gareth was part of the England team, and he's been in other setups as well. And he's got a good background setup with him, which makes a difference.
But it's the same. Like I've been hearing from you guys as well. Like Gareth wasn't the actual manager. He's kind of the one before. It's the same because end of the day, Gareth has his team with Steve Holland, right? Is Steve Holland his name? Full name?
Yeah.
So so it's the same thing, right? There's no pressure. You can play even if you play bad, you can still win the game or draw the game. There's no pressure at all. So
there's always pressure.
I'm just being the devil's advocate saying here.
No, I think
I know you guys winning the games, but it's not like you're winning 5-0 or 6-0 or 4-0. There are a lot of close games as well.
True. I mean, we did neutralize City quite well to get a 2-0 victory, and then obviously with Tottenham as well, they didn't really have much of a shoe in. If you really looked at the stats, obviously the Arsenal game was going to be close because we were away at Emirates, and to be fair, you guys got lucky with that own goal for Martinez. But anyway, the way that the expectation and the pressure, there's always pressure, and I think that's why Michael Carrick was chosen over Ole, because for Ineos they wanted a newer face. They didn't want to go back to the same old story, like you said, to try a tested model where they had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in, and it was all roses for 9 games, 10 games, and then obviously once it started to get nitty gritty, then obviously the team didn't really, kind of work that well. But under Carrick, we've seen it before. Previously, he managed, a few games before, and obviously was undefeated. So he's got a good track record proven there. And obviously, I think with Michael Carrick, he knows that maybe the job is not going to be for him, and he's not having that expectation with talks with like Omar Barada and Joe and Wilcox to say that, yeah, you're going to definitely get the job if you get us to top 4. That's the minimum requirement for him, is to say, look, if you can get this team to top 4, then we'll make some kind of consideration. But certainly that's not what Michael Carrick's thinking, that I'm going to get the permanent job. It might be in like somewhat mentioned to him, but I think for him personally, he knows he just wants to do well for the club, get the club on a good footing, and get that team playing Champions League football, because it's a huge revenue boost for Manchester United, and also it gives us a lot more opportunity to sign better players and to make the team better, because obviously if you look at it, we're going to lose potentially big players. We're going to lose Casemiro. There's obviously talks with Harry Maguire, potentially either signing a new deal or maybe he might be going. And then obviously there's going to be a conversation with Bruno Fernandes, so how well can we keep him? But I think, like you said, Rohit, about, is this Ole version 2? I would probably say it might not be, because of the fact of the likes of the Ineos board. They're going to probably make smarter decisions compared to what it was like before with like Ed Woodward in charge, or in previous management styles where they just rode on emotion. Whereas I think Ineos are kind of riding on a bit more logistical, business strategical sense.
Are you sure about that, Ajay?
Because they
remember, this is the same Ineos
United board, right?
This is the same Ineos that didn't sack Eric Ten Hag after winning the FA Cup, kept him on despite scouring the whole of the world for a manager, and he knew it, and then sacked him 6 months later. This is the same Manchester United board who were chasing Dan Ashworth from Newcastle and paid a ridiculous amount of money to get him to join Manchester United, and then within 6 months got rid of him. This is the same Manchester United who recruited Ruben Amorim and supported him with getting rid of players.
Good point, Amit.
Same Man United board, sorry. So far I would say their track record has been pretty shocking, if I'm honest. Rather
true.
good.
No, 100%. But I mean, that mistakes are there to be made. I mean, obviously they've only been there for 2 years, 2 and a bit years. So they started off with the right intentions, but they certainly have made some questionable errors. And obviously with a big team like Manchester United, it's not like an easy club or a small club to kind of make some small decisions and kind of say, okay, fine, we'll see how it goes till the end of the season. If results are bad, they have to make quick decisions quite quickly. And obviously the likes of Ruben Amorim, it could have gone well had we just turned a few draws into wins, and he would have still been managing Man United right now. But that's just the way the football works, obviously. So I think every United fan is happy.
Yeah, but is anyone actually missing Ruben Amorim there? Is any Manchester United fan missing Ruben Amorim? Sorry?
I said only when
Carrick
starts losing.
But coming on to the game, guys. Coming on to the game, we can talk about. We'll be here for long. But coming on to the game against West Ham. West Ham being in form. They've been winning games. They've been playing well as well, and they bought well actually. So, where do you think United challenges this game? It's a away game against the team who's at 18th, and then they want to win as well because they want to get out of that bottom 3. So, where do you think? I mean, I want to come to you on this. Where do you think United challenges, and would you see a little bit of difference how they play?
Well, right. I mean, we talked about this when we previewed Arsenal versus Sunderland. That when you're facing a team who's fighting for their lives. I mean, obviously Sunderland are a bit
Sunday or
safer,
not?
but
Yeah.
but West Ham are fighting for their lives. Although yes,
West
they've been
Ham.
on a good run of form, but
Yeah.
they're in that dogfight. You see, and then obviously it's a big, it's a big financial pride, and financially there's a lot at stake there, and they're at home as well. But I think for me, Rohit, I think it's just cut and paste. Whatever United have been doing so far, they just need to keep doing the same again. Again, they're probably expected to have more of the ball. We had more of the ball against Tottenham, which I suppose they were down to 10 men, so you'd expect that. So I wouldn't change anything. Keep the team as it is. Maybe a good time to get Sesko a full game. Um, you know. But then why break it? Why break a winning formula? Just keep doing what you're doing, working as a team, defending together as a team, and attacking as a team. And honestly, it will just, as you said, Ajay, confidence, that ability. They've got that freedom to express themselves and play football, and it's exciting for the players. They've got that joy back again. With anything, we've all been in environments where oh, I've got to go to work today. You get out of bed, it's just a drain. That's probably what they were like under Amrin. I mean, that's the sense I get. But now they've got a spring in their step because they feel like they've got freedom to express themselves. They've got a manager who understands things, understands the United way, understands the pressure of the shirt, and I think they just need to do what they've been doing for the past 4 games, and it should be a United win.
So Ajay, what do you think will be the player to watch out for United against West Ham?
Oh, that's an easy one. That's going to be obviously our star boy Bruno Fernandes. I mean, he's playing absolutely fantastic this season. Hopefully, he'll be able to unlock West Ham's defence. And I think he's got a good interlink play between him and Mbeumo, and Mainu, and obviously with Cunha. So they've been looking absolutely fine. I mean, I've been enjoying watching this form of Carrick ball that's been kind of posted on social media, where there's been a lot of tight touch passes and triangles being played, and getting out of sticky situations. I don't know if you saw, there was one video posted in the Tottenham game where there was like 6 Tottenham players around 4 United players, and we managed to get out of a tight situation. And I think that's going to be a key thing as well, because obviously once you when you kind of squeeze the pitch very small, and you've got a lot of players kind of in a small area, and if you manage to get out of that, then you've got your left wing back, or you've got your left midfielder, or your right midfielder absolutely free, and you can kind of then expand, and you can tackle those areas where there's a lot of space. So I'm hoping for United we just counter really quickly with Bruno, with the likes of Ahmad and Mbeumo, and we can really hurt West Ham. That's how I feel like we'll get at West Ham.
And Amit, what do you think that who will be the threat to United from West Ham?
I think it's going to be Bowen. He's had a great season again for West Ham. So set pieces I think are going to be probably key, not only for Manchester United but also for West Ham United.
Set piece FC.
Yes,
Set piece FC.
I just thought I'd get that in for you, Rohit. But
Thank you,
but
man.
I mean,
Thank you.
it's okay. It's the West Ham crowd. They'll be buoyant, and it's a night game as well with the lights on, so that always kind of adds a bit of energy as well. So, it should be a good game, but we can't underestimate or be disrespectful towards opposition. Nuno is a great man. He's a good manager. It is Nuno, the manager of West Ham, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Nuno is a. I just had a mind blank then. Nuno, he seems to be finding his feet under the table again after a rocky start. So he's done well across wherever he's gone. So it can't be underestimated. But can't take the opposition lightly. But just got to focus on ourselves. Keep doing, as I said, what we've been doing, and that should hopefully be a positive result at the end.
What's your prediction?
2-0, Manchester United.
Okay, Ajay, what's your prediction?
Yeah, I think 2-0 sounds right. I think it's going to be a tough test, but I think I'm confident with the way United have been playing. And Mbeumo's been absolutely fantastic as well, on fire. There was a video of him though limping outside of Old Trafford though. I don't know whether it was verified in a support cast. So I'm hoping that he's fit, but I've not heard anything else otherwise than that. But I think that could be AI. It could be AI. Rohit knows AI. AI videos.
That could be it.
I'm hoping for a 2-0 win. Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Okay, my prediction is 2-1 because I think United will concede a goal because their defense is still shaky at the moment. So there you go. So let's see who wins. So okay, guys, that's us for previewing West Ham versus United game on Tuesday. Please let us know what your thoughts are. Who do you think is MVP from United and from West Ham? And do you think United can challenge for top 3? Let's see what happens.
Come on,
100%.
Or would they win 5 out of 5 and help the guy who needs the trim like Ajay? Let's see what happens on Tuesday night.
I'll give him the trim. I'll give him. The
Ajay will gonna give him the trim free of charge. Okay, guys, please like, subscribe our channel. Your like, your subscribe helps us to make these kind of videos. And if you want to come on the panel and talk about your team, your club, please let us know in the comments or please DM us on our socials. Please take care, stay safe, and bye for now.
You know it's it.